Hey everybody, it's Doug Jankowski, and this is Geek Improved. I am at the 1 week point. Well, I've completed 1 week, getting ready to start week two, and wanted to give update and kind of a breakdown of how week one went. Just as a reminder for everybody, this is the diet that I'm doing. It's called the Zero Sugar Diet by David Zinzinko. Um, Basic concepts of the diet are no for the first 14 days, so I'm in the middle of this, zero added sugars. So you got to read all your product labels and make sure there's no added sugar, and then make sure you up your fiber intake to between 30 and 50 grams depending on whether you're male or female. And just your general diet. If you're vegan, you're gonna be much higher on that list. If you're not, then it'll be tougher to get much past 30. I've been doing pretty well on that front. All of my every day I have had less sugar, and that includes natural sugar, not just added sugars. I've had zero added sugars, with possible exceptions here. I'll talk about in a sec. With And then the natural sugars have always been less than the fiber count grams wise, so that's really cool. And the way I do that is I've got the MyFitnessPal app. That's gonna be kind of tough to see, too much light there, but there you go. You can get this, you can access it through the computer or on your phone. I use the phone to put in things when I'm out and about and I eat a snack or something like that, and make sure I remember to catalog that. The nice thing about doing it on the computer is that you can copy meals from the day before. So if you have the same dinner, like I tend to, when I'm dieting, I eat the same things pretty consistently. So like I always have the same dinner, which is a taco salad, and then I switch up the lunches every couple of days or so. But overall, breakfast is almost always the same. It's some form of oatmeal. All of last week, it was my savory oatmeal, which is I put eggs and guacamole in my oatmeal. Some people may that sounds weird because they're used to sugar and whatnot in it, but no sugar. So today I did something different. I did peanut butter and flax seeds in it with some cinnamon, so it was good. No added sugar there, no artificial sweeteners or anything. That's the other thing, is you can't have added sugar, but you can't have artificial sweeteners either, because they're just as bad for you, if not more so than sugar. So anyways, that's the nice thing about this books. The diet itself is pretty simple. He goes into the research that led to the development of the diet and points out why the diet makes the choices they have. The other thing I've been using consistently here is my Fitbit. I use that to make sure I get 10,000 steps every day, and I did that last week. Every day I got at least 10,000 steps. Some days just over, some days I was up to 1,500 steps. People who are on the East Coast may not understand how that's difficult for us on the West Coast. But cities here are way spread out, and you don't walk places. If I want to walk to a grocery store, it's about a 4 mile round trip to get to the store and back. So we generally don't walk anywhere. We have to drive wherever we want to go. Okay, so the weigh-in. I weighed myself this morning, and I am at 238.8, which is a 5.4 pound loss. So in 7 days, I lost 5.4 pounds. So I'm pretty pleased with that, especially since I ran into some trouble on day 5 and 6 of the diet. I ran into some, let's say, some digestion issues, and I was not feeling too great. And it took me a while to diagnose the problem there, what was going on, and I had to adjust my eating to that. But even with that, I was able to maintain the weight loss. And in this book, and in other books I've read, and other articles and stuff like that, and he backs it up with research. They make the point that losing weight rapidly tends to be more successful than losing weight slowly. People who lose weight more rapidly lose more weight and keep it off longer than people who lose weight slowly. So that's that. All right, let's talk a little about some of the successes and the hurdles I faced, and the takeaways, what I learned this week. First off, successes. I mean, obviously, 5.4 pound loss is a pretty good deal. I'm pretty pleased with that. Funny thing is yesterday when I weighed in, I was actually a little lower than that. But cycles of your body and whatnot. You, it just, there's an up and down. So I weigh myself every day. So I'm able to see the progress. And today was actually the only day there was a slight uptick. And not real sure what that was, whether or not I maybe consumed too much salt yesterday and I'm retaining water or something like that. I don't know. But we'll keep monitoring it as we go day by day. But overall, trended downward, so I'm pleased with that. Two, I was able to get all my walking in. Every day I walked at least. Well, every day I made my 10,000 steps, and every morning, except for yesterday, I was able to do my 2 mile walk in the morning to get myself started. Yesterday I only did 1.5 or 1 mile round trip in the morning. Sustained walking. I did make it to 10,000. That was just general walking around while I was working and whatnot. So that may have had something to do with it, because the day I had the probably the biggest drop on Saturday in weight, I had upped my walk to include some the side straddles, and then I had also included a brief jog in there. And then yesterday I did less sustained walking, so maybe that had something to do with the slight uptick in the weight between the 2 days. I don't know, but anyways, so those two were successes. I was able to avoid any kind of real cravings. I've not really craved any soda. I actually haven't even drank all that much iced tea. I do drink one cup of hot tea every day for the weight loss benefit. It's supposed to fire up your metabolism, so I do that every day. And I just I've got Earl Grey green tea that I drink, and it's good. I like it. It'll be hard once it starts heating up here, which will start in probably April. It'll probably start getting to where drinking a hot beverage might not be very appetizing, but we'll see. But other than that, no, I have not been looking at soda longingly or anything like that. I haven't really missed the sugar. Now that I've focused on, cutting it out. I used to just randomly gather treats up, but now, I make sure to have a snack with me, especially since I do delivery driving as a part-time job. So that was when it was easy to grab a soda, grab a peanut butter Snickers or something like that, and maybe overdo it on the sugar front and the artificial sweetener front. Now I take snacks with me. I don't worry about it. Always have a big bottle of water with me. Drink probably 4 of those a day or so. So I've kept hydrated pretty well, I think. So there's probably the upsides. And I've been able to track my calories every day. I've got a pretty good rhythm on that, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Some of the hurdles I faced, one was dialing in the diet, because I had those couple days where I wasn't feeling so good. I think that may have been because I was eating a lot of cheese in those days, and maybe that was just too much dairy for me. I don't know, but I think I've come around. I think I'm doing okay. I've kind of cut cheese out pretty much altogether. Another day or two, I'll probably introduce it back in, probably half the amount I was doing before, and see how my body reacts. And it could just be that my body's not used to having this high fiber intake, so it's kind of like, whoa, this is weird. You changed things up. We're going to react weird. So who knows? But that was kind of a hurdle there. Other hurdles is food prep is tough. You spend a lot of time cooking and cleaning. I use some, I forget the brand name, but some Tupperware type stuff that I bought from Costco. And I was pre-measuring everything out ahead of time, so I'd be like, oh, here's my measured cup of pasta sauce or of oatmeal or of whatever I was going to eat, so I could just take it out, microwave it. It's BPA free, so I didn't have to worry about that. Microwave it, and then go. Now that I'm kind of dialed in what portion sizes look like, I think I'm going to start storing things in bigger containers and just measuring it out when it's time to eat. Because that took a lot of time to dole everything out into its containers. So, and then, keeping up on cleaning when you're cooking at home all the time. There's a lot of cleaning, which I was not used to. But I think I'm getting things under control there. So, the other one has been being really busy and not being able to finding it hard to work in exercise. I did a little bit this morning, some kettlebell swings, some push-ups, but our dog is sick, so I was a little distracted by cleaning stuff up and taking care of him. So I'm a little behind on the exercise. I didn't do as much exercise as I wanted. I did get my 2-mile walk in and did a little bit of exercise. I'm going to try and ramp that up over the next few days or the next week or so, next few days that I actually work out in. All right, and then what did I learn this week? A couple of things is, one, it is hard to overeat when you're eating healthy. That's just, if you're, and again, you have to define what healthy means. You have to be eating fruits and vegetables, and you have to be eating, healthy complex carbs and plenty of protein, plenty of fiber. And when you do those things, and healthy fats, lots of avocado. When you do that, it actually becomes, if you're paying attention to your body, difficult to overeat. You can feel when you're full. If you're, again, another thing he kind of addresses in the book, and I've heard before, and a lot of diet gurus will say this, is take your time eating. Don't just scarf things down, because it takes your body 20 minutes to feel that it's satisfied, that you're satiated. So if you take your time to eat, when you finish, any of these like high fiber, low sugar, plenty of, good foods, whole foods, meals, you will be full and not want to eat anymore. Then your only challenge is those mental hangups you might have that say, I need to snack now, or I have to have this thing, this craving, and I think that's one of the beauties of this zero sugar diet that I'm on is you kind of train yourself. One, you start off really super strict, no added sugar, no added sugar. So if you make it through those 14 days with no added sugar, you've kind of trained yourself to, look at things like that. And then even when added sugar is allowed later in the diet, you just has to be less than fiber. You've kind of hopefully broken that cycle where you're like, I don't even really want sugar all that much. I want this thing that might have a little bit of sugar in it, but I don't necessarily want sugary treats. So hopefully that will be the case. We'll see. 7 more days for this first 14 weeks, or 14 days. The other thing I learned is, definitely get organized, have a plan. Not having a plan, you forget things, or you get to a point where you're like in a crunch and you're like, oh, I don't have anything. I got to look around. What am I going to do? And then you have to be smart when you're out and about. Pretty much on the first 14 days of zero sugar, if you don't have anything ready and you're going to be out of the house for a long time, breakfast is pretty much the only thing you can have. Go for an omelet or something like that. That's pretty much all you're going to be able to, and no meat, because any meat you get out in a restaurant is going to have sugar added to it. So get some avocado, get some vegetables, mix it in with eggs, and eggs will have to be your protein. But so I had to do that yesterday. I was in a bit of a crunch, but have a plan. Probably best if you write that plan down someplace prominent so you don't forget things. Like I took my walk today and forgot to put my Fitbit back on. So I got the steps in, but my step counter is going to be low. So yeah, at least I got it done. So, all right. One other thing I forgot to tell you guys is I forgot at the beginning to measure my waist. But I did that today. And if you're thinking about doing a diet, if you want to keep measurements, it helps to see progress. You measure at your belly button, and I'm at 42.5 inches. Not great. So I wish I had measured at the front to see if I lost anything in this first 7 days, but we've got 7 more days. We'll see what happens, see if that measurement goes down, open, see if we can continue this success. I also realized I forgot last week. I told you I was going to put my Twitter and Instagram and that kind of information in the description. I will remember to do that today, so that Instagram and things like that. I will take pictures of dishes I'm coming up with, so you can see what here's these tuna wraps I came up with. Here's what my taco salad looks like. So you can see what I'm talking about. So thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. I'm really happy with how things are going. I'd like to hear how you're doing if you're on a diet. If you have any questions for me about the zero sugar diet, about any of the things that I've talked about here, or where you might want to look for some dieting tips, just let me know down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. Share this with a friend so we can grow the community here. Anybody who may be interested in tackling that New Year's resolution to lose some weight. Maybe you're tired of being a gamer medium and you want to drop a few pounds. Please join us for this journey. Check out our Amazon affiliate link down below. I'll have it linked to the Zero Sugar Diet book. I also recommend, if you have a library buy or maybe an Audible subscription, check out the audiobook of it. It's really good. It's a really good way to go through it the first time, again, to get the general idea of the diet, and then you can pick up the book later if it sounds like it's for you. You can also support us directly if you want, and we do get something from that Amazon affiliate link. We get a kickback commission on any sales that happen because you clicked on the link. Not just that book, anything you order within 24 hours of that, we'll get a commission on. So thank you if you do that. You can also check out our Patreon page down below and join our patrons in supporting the channel. That's really set up for our grizzled geek culture stuff, but we're going to try and find a way to add some stuff in for people who might be following us just on Geek Improved and not both the Grizzled Geek and Geek Improved. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and I will be back with you in a couple of days for an update and maybe talk about some of the equipment or recipe or something like that. Thank y'all. See you soon.